What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Avengers 4 video. So if you're new to the channel, you can consider a like and a subscribe down below. You may notice, hopefully, some better picture quality as I'm using a brand new phone to record. I am using my Samsung S9 Plus. So I'm finally upgraded my phone contract, which is pretty decent because I get about now 60 gigabytes worth of data, which is absolutely ridiculous. But hopefully this will have some better picture quality as well. Obviously YouTube does compress things quite a lot. But Avengers 4. Now I am still waiting to get my copy of Infinity War. I had a theory, an idea, which I'll present in this just a tad, but I'll break out a bit more once I get to watch the movie again. We're waiting. In the UK, we're waiting until September the 3rd. Now, I mean, we're looking at, it's the 11th of August, and, well, it's going to be quite some time until I get to actually get my hands on the Infinity War 4K Blu-ray. But I want to talk about Doctor Strange, who is, well, the key to absolutely everything. Now, let's remember that he said that we're in the end game now, and he saw the millions upon millions of different alternative futures, and there was one where they win and survive. Everything else, Thanos wins. So at least we know now that the characters, the universe will be saved. It's just, at what cost will this actually happen? Now, this also hammers home the point as well, because of the fact that we had many options. There were many chances for Thanos to actually be stopped. Peter Quill had the chance to take off the gauntlet and things like that, but he didn't. And Doctor Strange actually, well, he didn't stop Peter Quill from going absolutely mad over Gamora. So, yeah, he had the opportunity to stop him, but he didn't. There are obviously many other ones as well, but this is the main one here that we actually saw. Now the question is, did he know that time travel would actually be the key? Because let's remember that it's pretty much all but confirmed that everyone who was snapped like that, everyone who turned into dust, well, what happened here is they are all trapped in the Soul Stone. Gamora has been told, confirmed that she is in the Soul Stone at least, but we're unsure if that is because of the sacrifice. Of course, Thanos did sacrifice his adopted daughter, so maybe she's the only one who's kind of like sentient inside the Soul World, and we'll see some kind of Matrix thing as they try and break out of the Soul World, and Gamora's like, what's going on? We all know we're like properly, our minds are here, but we need to get out somehow. So that'll probably work. I expect Doctor Strange will replace the role of Adam Warlock, trying to get out of the Soul Stone and Soul World. So if he knew that time travel may be the key, because we've seen some behind the scenes images that show us from the Battle of New York and also in the 40s as well. So the question is, what the hell is actually going to happen? We know now that, well, we will have another gauntlet made, and I'm pretty much, I am certain that the key here is that everyone will be, well, Tony Stark and Ant-Man will be leading the charge to go to different time periods to actually get each one of the stones before Thanos is actually able to get it. And this also matches up to who actually survived. So let's not forget that Captain America survived. He was able, he knows like where the Tesseract was. Of course, his whole movie was about it. Rocket Raccoon survived. The Power Stone, he knows where that is. They can quite easily go and get that as quickly as possible. And again, we also had the Battle of New York where Tony Stark is dressed as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. So if he is dressed as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, well, it could seem that as the Tesseract is being taken back to Asgard as it was at the end of the movie, well, we could see what happens next. We could see Tony trying to intercept this Tesseract and take it back with him to the Prime timeline. Now, there's another one which is quite big. Now, Gamora, I'm not sure, so I'm going to actually go on record here and say, before you comment, you're wrong, you're an idiot. Well, I'm not too sure because I cannot remember off the top of my head the actual dialogue, because I'm not sure if Gamora actually knew where the Soul Stone was. Well, we know that Gamora will be dressed in her kind of Guardians of the Galaxy outfit, and Nebula, sorry, I completely meant Nebula. So Nebula, I'm not sure if Nebula knew where the Soul Stone was. I know some knobhead is going to comment that. I know they're going to pick up on that. But Nebula, so she survived. So the question is, does she know where the Soul Stone is? So Gamora and Nebula are going to be wearing their original outfits. So possibly we have got, so let's go on record here, we've got 40s style set photos that I've seen with Captain America in the kind of back in time and things like that for Avengers 4. Captain America's going back in time to get the Tesseract. Battle in New York, they may be trying to get it there as well, try and head them off at the pass. We've got, not Drax, sorry, we have got Rocket Raccoon, who could possibly be going back in time to go and get the Power Stone. And as well as this, we've also got Nebula, not Gamora, who is going to go and try and get the Soul Stone as well. Now, what would be very interesting here is who will make the sacrifice? Because there needs to be a sacrifice to get the Soul Stone from Vormir. So what will happen? Now, part of me would be, I think it'd be really interesting if we do actually have Tony Stark sacrifice himself, because he loves himself, to get the Soul Stone. No, that possibly won't happen. What else could happen? Well, we know that Nebula is so absolutely enamored with her father, so wanting his respect, sorry. What if she leads Thanos to Vormir and sacrifices him? Then the final thing is the snap is undone and he is sacrificed to get the Soul Stone. Yep, a big one, but I really do like that idea personally. I think it would be a really good kind of end to that story. But the problem is this also leaves us with things like the Time Stone. So how are they actually going to get that off Stephen Strange, who is, as we know, so ridiculously in love with it? But it's another thing, going back to what I said at the start of the video, he gave up the Time Stone quite easily to Thanos after making such a big deal about it. And this was after he saw those millions upon millions of different alternate realities of what would happen. So we do have that moving forward, and well, how are they going to get that? That's another thing which is going to be a bit of a problem. Now the question is, who the hell is actually going to wield this gauntlet? Because the gauntlet is a big thing. It obviously took quite a lot out of Thanos. He left him permanently damaged, and you need all the power to actually use the gauntlet itself. Now, in the comics, it was Nebula who did this and wielded it herself. It could be the Hulk, possibly not, personally. It would be interesting to see his story end with him sacrificing himself. There is quite a lot else we could actually do with this story. Now, one thing which is really cool and I think would be sick is if Tony Stark, using nanites, he's able to create a Thanos Buster suit. And instead of this being a simple gauntlet, well, he could actually put the Infinity Stones on each part of this armor and use that to kill Thanos. Now, there is another idea that there was the original sort of, I would say, prototype for the Infinity Gauntlet. This was on Nidvaldir as well. So, yeah, we could also get Etri to go and actually make another one, but this may get the focus of Thanos himself. So in the comics, once this has happened, his farm was just a kind of hiding place and a ruse because he was actually monitoring the entire universe after the events of that comic. So he could still be monitoring absolutely everything. But let me know what you think in the comments. Please drop a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.